Namaste, angels. This is the biweekly reading for the sign of Capricorn, and it will cover through the 16th of February, which is the day that Mercury goes retrograde in Pisces. So your reading, God willing, I will be back with the next one on February 17th, and it should be pretty interesting what is 2 weeks ahead then. This is pretty interesting too, though. You guys got almost all fire energy, with the exception of this one card, which is the 10 of Cups. You know, so if you're going to get some other element, it should be Cups. And, you know, what better one than the 10 of Cups, except maybe the Ace, or some of you might like the 2, or maybe the 6, but this is a positive one. You know, this is a really, really good one. So we're going to start out with the overall energy, which is the 4 of Wands. Some of you may be going on to some sort of event over the next 2 weeks, maybe even a wedding, or you're having an event yourself. Maybe you're getting married. Maybe your commitment's deepening. Perhaps you're buying a home or selling a home or moving in with, you know, a roommate and or your partner and deciding to cohabitate, deepening of some sort of commitment. Whatever it is that's going on, it's something very positive, something very happy. Work should be going well. Love life should be going well. Again, commitments deepening, maybe even, you know, up to and including marriage. I actually have a couple of Capricorn clients who are indeed getting married, and one who is indeed marrying a fire sign, a Sagittarius. So, you know, there's a lot of that sort of energy here. The other one is marrying a fellow earth sign, actually, a Taurus. But you know what? Now that I think about it, he is the groom that's a Taurus is an Aries moon or something. Aries moon or Aries rising, one of those. So, and I think he may have some Capricorn also. Like he's a Capricorn rising or a Capricorn moon. Like those are his 2 other things. So it could be some stuff going on like that for some of you also. This is for sun, moon, rising, you know, so those kind of cross watchers. And also some of us will be watching because we're dealing with, you know, a Capricorn too. Again, very, very positive energy. The only, I can't even say the only negative, the only thing to consider other than just, you know, having your head in the clouds because everything is so wonderful with this card is that it does like direct us to keep your wits about you. Like it says like, yes, everything is very, very wonderful and you should be appreciative of that and counting your blessings and thanking the universe and, you know, giving back to the universe, continuing to cycle that energy, that positive energy. But at the same time, don't get ahead of yourself. Don't get a big head. Don't get full of ego. Like those are the things that you need to watch when this card shows up. It can definitely mean that some of us are moving, but there's some other cards here that I want to talk about. So just keep an eye that, you know, that the overall is positive. That's what I want you to, you know, keep in mind, because I'm moving on to the 9 of Wands in reverse, which represents your energy the most during this 2-week period. And the 9 of Wands in reverse can mean that some of you have been feeling sort of defeated, and not defeated in the sense that, not defeated in the sense that you were incapable of something, you know, like in a physical sense or even emotional. It's like, yes, there's probably something that you have not been able to accomplish, but not through any fault of your own. There's just like nothing you can do about it. So this card guides you to not have any like guilt feelings. It tells you to be, you know, like soft and gentle and, you know, with yourself and kind to yourself. Don't beat yourself up. Like there's nothing you could have done about XYZ. And for some of you, XYZ is representing some sort of delay, because you got the 8 of Wands here in the energy that is surrounding you. It could be connected to you or, you know, close friends and or family members, relatives, your romantic partner, even people you work with, or something going on with the job. Something delayed, you know, something has been delayed, or there's some sort of delayed gratification when the 8 of Wands in reverse. It can really come down to, you know, yes, maybe somebody is getting married, but maybe they had to postpone their wedding. Actually, the client that I have, that's a Capricorn engaged to a Sagittarius, they did postpone their wedding, and, you know, through no fault of their own, they just decided that things, they were trying to do it really, really fast, and things weren't falling into place the way that they wanted. So rather than like rush their wedding, just throw it together, they pushed out the date. In fact, this is the Four of Wands. They pushed it out to 444 to April 4th, 2020 is 444. So that's an example of like what that can mean. You know, it's like something is delayed. Again, it's not our fault. Something can be held up in the mail. You know, it's crossing the placement for work and finance, for example. Somebody may be awaiting reward. This is the 10 of Cups upright. You're appreciated. You're, you know, anything that you get at your job is well deserved. You sort of reach this place in your job or your own business. Some of you may own your own business where you're sort of like indispensable, you know, but for the fact that, you know, pretty much any and everybody can be replaced. If God forbid, you know, any one of us drops dead right now, company's not going to go out of business. It's going to continue. It's going to find a way to, you know, to survive without you. But aside from that, as close to being indispensable as possible, you've reached that sort of pinnacle, right? When the 10 of Cups shows up in your place of work and finance. And, you know, again, don't get ahead of yourself, though, and don't get it like a big head and watch your ego. But if you can, while remaining as humble, right, as possible, so remembering your humility, but also, you know, being prideful to the extent that it's healthy, right, without allowing it to become toxic, you should be, you know, giving yourself maybe a little pat on the back for all the hard work that you put in because it's paying off. This is a good thing. But, you know, again, just keep in mind, everybody can be replaced. So you're on the right track, which is awesome. Stay on it. Don't, you know, stop working, you know, just sit back and say, okay, well, let me put my feet up. I don't have to do anything. Just keep moving ahead the way that you're doing. Stay on pace and on track. You're doing great when this shows up. In terms of finances themselves rather than, you know, work per se, same thing. Money is probably not your problem right now. If it is, it won't be for long. It's super, super temporary. And wands are about movement. So it could be something moving through your finances to correct a problem. The worst case scenario, like I said, maybe a check is held up, you know, so money might be a problem in that sense. Like, where is it? But it shows up. It shows up. And it might not be yours because this is the surrounding energy. So it could be somebody close to you, maybe a fire sign, you know, in fact, you know, an actual King of Wands, perhaps, you know, maybe a fire sign, male specifically or masculine, Leo, Sagittarius, Aries, who, you know, something is held up with them. And because you're close to them, you know, because it's, you know, it's a close friend or family member or even your romantic partner, it's some sort of loved one, you know, you are affected, impacted, you care, you know, it can be something like that. But again, this is a temporary situation. The check's going to show up or it's going to be replaced and life is going to go on. We're going to continue to be happy. We're going to continue to remain on track. We're going to leave, you know, any difficulties or annoyances that pop up because we can handle them. That's what the 9 of Wands means, whether it's upright or in reverse. It means whatever comes our way, like we can handle it. We will persevere over this and we're going to leave the bullshit and the negative energy, the negative aspects of our situation, whatever it was, any feelings, negative emotions, guilt, resentment, regret, the inability to forgive, including ourselves, all of these things, fear, pride. We're going to leave that in the past, let it burn, and then we're going to move on to our future, which again is bright, happy, really, really good, looking really, really good. So I've been jumping around. I've talked about work and finance. I've talked about what this 9 of Wands means. The 8 of Wands in reverse with the delays and stuff. Again, could be communications, could be events, could be actual, you know, like I ordered something in the mail. I ordered some stuff at Christmas time in the mail, and I had forgotten that I even had one item remaining, and it just showed up like last week from Banana Republic. It can be that sort of thing, you know, like I was like, what is this? Same thing happened with some boots I had ordered my son. They were also for Christmas. I had forgotten about them, and they showed up in the mail. I'm like, oh, remember these? You know, so he got an extra present. So it could be stuff like that, you know, like whether you recall it and you've been waiting for it or not, things showing up. And again, maybe not necessarily ordered for you or by you, but perhaps by a fire sign, because a lot of you have this fire, well, you all have this fire energy surrounding you, but it could be an actual person other than yourself. If it's not your own energy, if you're not, for example, a Capricorn sun and a, Sagittarius, or maybe like a Capricorn Sagittarius, a Cuspian, for example, if that's not the case, it can be somebody else that's around you who's, being affected like this. In a positive sense, this 5 of fire or 5 of wands that shows up here could be telling you to keep, aggressively pursuing whatever it is you're going after. For me, this can be representative very much of a Mars, a Martian, as in the planet Mars, the red planet energy, ruler of the signs of Aries and Scorpio. And it's about being a go-getter. It's about persevering, continuing to push forward, regardless of competing goals and bothersome details, maybe even conflict with others. Screw it. Fuck it. Who cares? I'm going to keep moving on because I know that I'm deserving of whatever it is I'm going after. I'm trying to manifest, and I've been working hard, and you're not going to defeat me on this. I'm going to, succeed at this. I'm going to win. I visualize myself being successful in this. And you have actually another 8 of spring or wand. So this one is in reverse. This one's upright. Things are going on behind the scenes, whether you realize it or not. Communication could be coming in to you or going out from you. Or again, something could be showing up in the mail, whether it's a package or a letter or something, and it's going to help you to move forward. It may be something with regard to your home. Some sort of news with regard to your home. Sale, purchase, something that's been going on. Right underneath the 8 of spring, more fire energy. It is in reverse, but I'm going to go ahead and mention it because it's more fire energy. It's Major Arcana card 19, the Sun. Your plans will work out well, bringing you happiness, prosperity, and success. And you'll garner the recognition that for your accomplishments that you so richly deserve. It's exactly what I've been talking about. You deserve these things, and you got to just watch this is a matter of you watching your own thoughts, your own feelings, primarily about yourself. So those kind of negative emotions that I was just talking about, the guilt, the resentment, the inability to forgive, the regret of something from the past and all of that. Let it go. You guys are on such a path forward. You may be trying to juggle a bunch of stuff. You may find that difficult. Like, I got so many things on my plate. I got so much going on. I can't handle all this stuff. Yes, you can. This very fiery energy helping you of the Queen of Spring, the Queen of Wands. So more of this fire. Don't underestimate your ability to manifest your dreams. You may have several priorities vying for your attention at once. Yep, looks like a bunch of you do. But guess what? You can do it. You can handle it. 2 of Autumn says you may be under stress because of multiple jobs, too many responsibilities for one person to manage. It can feel that way. And that can very well be why the 9 of Wands is in your place, your placement of the card most directly representing you. But even in that case, you can handle it. May feel like it's too much for one person to manage. It's just important for you to balance your work and your personal life and bring a spirit of fun to all you do. Keep a smile on your face. Keep your attitude positive is what this guides you to do. Be careful and mindful of the potential that we all have to slip into this sort of, feelings of worry about lack. There's no reason for you guys to be worried about lack at all. And if you do, guess what happens? It's not good. Focusing upon the negative or worrying about money or your career or even crappy relationships, right? That can block your progress because your trust and faith are at a low point right now. It's not the best time for you to start your own business or to become self-employed or to try to start anything because you'll be starting off on the wrong foot. You'll be starting off with a negative energy. And that can be reason why the universe might put you on delay, might put you on pause, because you don't want to try to start anything like that. If you feel yourself sinking into this kind of energy, don't try to move forward with anything else until you shake that off. And you should pretty easily shake it off when you think in a very conscious way about all the good things that are happening in your life despite what may be making you feel under pressure. Further to that, let's get you some advice cards. For the masculine, whether male or female, it's more fire energy. And for example, like I was saying, this could be a fire sign who's experiencing a delay that's close to you. The major arcana card 14, balance, which you also need balance. We just talked about that. But it's actually temperance in the traditional tarot. And temperance for me is about recovery, restoration, being made whole. Where something was lacking, it gets returned to us, so it gets made up for. There's some sort of recompense for what was lost and what we were missing, what we felt was lacking. Also, this is about where there is conflict, right? And maybe, we feel lack or loss because of that. We feel like our relationship is down. We feel defeated because of that, because we had conflict with somebody. Because yes, I talked about this being a positive card, but it can also be about conflict. And for me, the Wands, Five of Wands, more so than say the Five of Swords, is about not only conflict, but conflict with close friends and or family. If it's not about us ourselves just being conflicted, or about having some sort of competition at work going on. But again, at work, you running the show there. You rule the roost at the office. So let's get back to the other reasons or the other explanations for temperance. It can also be about, again, coming together, negotiating, finding, having a meeting of the minds. I say black, you say white, and we can figure out how to come together and be striped, or maybe to be gray, right? It's about, working things out. By merging varying points of view, you can generate an extraordinary new idea, compromise with others, and collaborate to discover a better solution. So this is about fixing things. This is about things getting better. None of these cards here are about going backward. All of them about moving forward in a super positive way. Temperance in the tarot represents the sign of Sagittarius. So again, talking about those fire signs, or perhaps, that's Sagittarius most directly, but perhaps Leo, Aries as well. Wow, this is about a new beginning, perhaps with a fire sign. Whether it's with a fire sign or not, it is a new beginning about which you are extremely passionate. Remember I said go after it, go for it, You're extremely passionate about this new beginning. A wonderful new opportunity presents itself. It may have come as a surprise, but you'll still want to leap into action and to passionately pursue every possibility. From the animal tarot to the masculine, the Ten of Fire. So we did have like some stuff going on, and we felt like we were again overwhelmed. This can still be us feeling that way. The Ten of Fire can be like, there's so many things on my plate. I got so much to do. But guess what? It's coming to an end, and I'm going to have a fresh energy, very soon. Once I relieve myself of this, maybe I got to lay down some of these wands, lay down my burdens, or share them with somebody else. I can't take everything on myself. I got to share the burden with somebody else. Too much work, accept help from others. Life is out of balance, and that can cause stress-related health concerns. We don't want those. Those are things like high blood pressure and stuff. Here's us being victorious, or perhaps even moving. Or traveling, like I said, whatever it is, it's positive, it's good. But major arcana card 7, the Chariot, does represent the sign of Cancer most directly, perhaps one of the other water signs, Pisces, Scorpio. And it is about victory, first and foremost. It's a major card of victory, but it's also about movement, whether metaphoric or literal, transportation, travel, modes of transportation. There could be new cars, planes, trains, automobiles, all these things. And it's again connected to the Ace of Wands. It's very, very positive. Maybe you're traveling to go to somebody's wedding, right? You're traveling to participate or to be at an event or something. Or so people are traveling to you, in the opposite. Did I talk about the King of Wands? I remember talking about him, but I don't think I talked about him in terms of his placement, which is love and relationship. Okay, so the King of Wands in reverse is a really, really good omen as it relates to love, especially for those, or perhaps especially for those who are involved with and or interested in an older man that's like super energetic. So, he's fiery, he's passionate, even though he is older, like the king, as opposed to being a page, for example. He's kind, he's warm, he's generous, he's confident. Really, really awesome. And if it is a younger person or a person your age, they match that energy too. It's that same kind of fiery energy, regardless of who you're interested in and whether or not they're actually a fire sign or whatever the situation is. If you're even involved with anybody at all, it means for those of you who are involved with somebody, your mate, they may need some time to think about some stuff. And maybe that's a delay. Maybe I need time to meditate. I need some space for myself. I need time to figure some stuff out. I need time to find balance. I feel out of sorts. I feel stressed out. I feel like I got too many things on my plate. Has nothing to do with you. I just need a break, right? It could be that sort of thing. And that's what it is. They need some time to think things through. He or even she, just because it's a king, it can still be a female and or a feminine energy. They, they have their ideas of how they want their relationship to go to and when plans. And again, I see stuff that's positive happening. They could even be like some cold feet or whatever. But especially with sitting next to the 10 of Cups, nothing is holding back any of this stuff. It could just be important for you to be a little bit patient while they get these things figured out and worked out and, take one step at a time. Or I guess especially if they have other stuff on their mind, like some sort of delay in something that is important to them or necessary for them to move forward, like their paycheck or something, and they're waiting, you might need to cut them a little slack in between. But this person is with you, is for you. Again, King of Wands is a very positive omen as it relates to love, whether upright or in reverse. And, it just adds more awesomeness to your reading. Wow. Okay. Boom. You're the first people to get this. Okay. And as a matter of fact, I haven't seen this card in a while, even with the readings I've been doing for the collective. Sacred union. So like I said, this is a very special connection. This is a really positive omen as it relates to love. Sitting next to the 10 of Cups just makes it that much better. And yes, you may have to be patient for it to completely pan out. But you're winning. You're winning. This is super positive. And lastly, for the feminine, your card from the Universal Love Oracle is the Gateway, which is a card that the sign of Taurus also got. And it's about moving into the next phase. So again, we may need some patience, but we're on our way through that phase. We are traveling, whether again, it's literal or metaphoric, through, that next phase. We are all transitioning together here in terms of Capricorns. Now, I am not a Capricorn, at least not in Western astrology, but I recently did something. It wasn't Vedic, but it was some sort of Eastern astrology, like from India. I have to look it up again, but it definitely was not Vedic. Anyway, it changed my sun sign to Taurus and my moon sign from Aquarius to Capricorn, which was very, very interesting. So in that respect, I can be with you, one of you. I hope you guys have enjoyed your biweekly reading. Again, God willing, I'll be back on the 17th of February. If you did like the video, please actually like the video by hitting the like button, the thumbs up button. And if you're not yet a subscriber, please consider becoming one by hitting both the subscribe button and the bell button so that hopefully you'll be notified when I put up a new video. If you like a private reading or energy healing or merchandise or just to chat with me, hang, I like to joke, be silly. I'm on social media, all of the different platforms and everything. Any and all of that information about me, how to reach me and stuff will be in the description box below. Feel free to use it. Namaste.